Four teams have battled through the opening round of the college football playoff, and now the pressure and the intensity continue to mount as we go to the quarterfinals, moving away from home sites and onto neutral fields. What's the kickoff team out there? We're ready to rumble for this college football playoff game. Returner choosing to field this one. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the ride will start. The SMU Mustangs offense comes onto the field for the first time today. This is a team coming out here with a lot of confidence in front of an energized home crowd coming off that win last week. But there's a challenge today against this defense.
Yeah, great defense. It's going to be really exciting to see how this one plays out. And I think you're right. I think they did gain a lot of confidence coming in now at home in front of this crowd. Magical atmosphere. They got to take advantage of it.
He moves the ball out past the 25-yard line. And the Mustangs come to the line to run the hurry-up.
That's just not a whole lot of options here for this quarterback on the RPO. The defense, give them credit. They did a nice job of sniffing it out. I wouldn't be surprised if the quarterback is second-guessing that decision of giving it to the back instead of pulling that and either running it himself or maybe making a nice throw.
And the quarterback keeps it here. Second effort, their defense cannot stop him short of the marker. The Mustangs with 1st and 10 here. And there's the handoff. And he's tackled right at the 40-yard line. Now it's 2nd down here.
That's a really good run by this offense. And, Chris, here they go. Up-tempo offense looking for a 1st down.
Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Play action fake, looking to throw. Looking for the wideout. Grab made near the sidelines. Good job keeping the foot in bounds. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
Well, these big pass plays can jumpstart this offense a bit. And here they go at the tempo, looking to get this defense confused and out of position.
Good throw, complete to the tight end. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion. That completion makes it 2nd and medium. It's the tight end flex out into the slot, looking for a matchup there, Kirk.
Well, it is a matchup because he has the size where he's very difficult to be able to match up for a safety. He's got the speed to be able to outrun a linebacker. That's why they like to flex him out like that and be able to pick up nice big gains like this.
He escapes the pocket. He escapes the pocket, but not the rush. It'll be a short loss.
It just looked like the quarterback was holding on to the ball a bit too long that time, allowed the defense to be able to get the pressure, and they come up with a 1st sack of the game.
Coach elects to try for 3 points and sends out the field goal unit. This will be an attempt from 52 yards. Let's see if he's got the distance. Oh, and he knocks it right through. So we have our 1st points on the board. That makes it 3-0.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
They come away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away. He thought about returning it, but instead takes a knee. It'll be a touchback on the start of the 25. The Cardinals offense comes out for their 1st possession today. Let's check out the impact players in this game here. Guys that are going to have to step up and deliver. The teammates look to them. Coaches are counting on them today.
Chris, I think these are the guys that show the most consistency, and I think that's why we're showcasing them. And they're going to have to be able to step up and not only make plays, I think provide the leadership. Coaches told us all week that these are the guys that really are unique within this program, and hopefully they play well today.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. Back in motion now. Back to throw. It's Moss. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. And the defense smothers him for no gain. Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 28. Got to have your pass protection in order in this play. Moves out of the pocket. Picks up the 1st down and still going. And they finally make the stop, but that's a huge gain in the scramble. He found some space and just went for it.
Well, here's a quarterback that just takes control for himself. Picking up some nice yards when nothing else is there. This guy's a real threat.
Gonna run it. It's Brown. And he goes nowhere. Stop cold behind the line of scrimmage. Defense swarms him on that first down play. Now they come up 2nd and 15 after the loss. Looking for a man deep on the right side. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's running out of time here. That one is incomplete. The defender was right there, and it brings up 4th down now. And the Cardinals will line up to boot it away. And he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the fair catch signaled for and taken. Here comes the Mustangs offense back on the field. They were fortunate to get points on the last possession because of a long-range field goal. Quick throw to the left.
You see more and more offenses in college football going to 3 receivers, and the slot receiver a lot of times can become the go-to guy. He gets mismatches against either safeties, a nickelback, or a linebacker walked out, and you can take advantage of it.
Tackled right at the 30, good enough to move the sticks. And the Mustangs will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
Well, he keeps it on the option, and it's not always the big play. It's sometimes just getting the first down. Does a nice job of knowing where he needed to go. We got a new set of downs.
2nd down after that run in the previous play.
This offense is known for that up-tempo approach. The defense has got to make their calls and get adjusted and ready to play.
They bring him down after a short gain there. On 3rd and short, they try to pick it up on the ground. He's going to lose ground on the run, and now it brings up 4th down. The Mustangs will bring their punt team onto the field. The coverage seemed able to bring the returner to the ground. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. Last possession, they were forced to kick it away. Can they finally get things going this time? Gets the first and still running. Tackle made after a big gain all the way to the 36.
Big runs like this are just demoralizing for a defense. It's one thing to give up big plays over your head against the pass game. But when teams can run the ball and pick up yards like this, it really affects the team's mental psyche and their confidence. And you'll start to see some missed tackles following a play like this.
Defensive backs up at the line, showing press. 2nd down play coming up. Play fake, looking to throw. Here's a throw underneath to the tight end. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first. The Cardinals come to the line to set a fresh set of downs. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Here comes a throw from the red zone. Makes the catch. Can he get in? And it's a touchdown, but there is a flag down. Let's check out the marker. So the nice touchdown negated by the penalty, and they'll back the offense up. Big guys up front lined up. It's 1st down. Looking to throw. It's Moss. And it's caught. They bring him down. It's a very solid game, but still well short of the 1st down. And the Cardinals looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Brought down at the 3 after an excellent running play. That's a new set of downs, and it's 1st and goal for the offense. On the ground, trying to power toward the goal line. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain. Now they come up 2nd and goal from the 3. They'll try to run this one in. And he busts into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Boy, Chris, how about the blocking on this touchdown run? The effort and execution combined with the vision of the running back, everything just working in concert together.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. Extra point makes the lead 4. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Fields it just outside the goal line. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin from their own 11. Fire to the right side, complete.
Well, the defense didn't have any time at all to get pressure on the quarterback. He gets the ball out of his hands pretty quickly on the hitch to the receiver.
Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Receiver makes the catch. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball out to the 28. And the Mustangs will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
Look at this, Chris. After that big gain and a first down, they're already at the line of scrimmage, ready to get this up-tempo offense cranking.
Back to pass. It's Jennings. Catch made on the right side. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch. A completion makes it second down. He breaks free. And he's brought down, but there is a penalty marker out there. Let's check out this call. See if the offense can overcome that holding penalty. Second down after that previous play. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. Handoff here from the shotgun. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Third down play, looking for a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Makes the grab. It's Maryland. Defense will stop him after about a 9-yard gain and bring up fourth down. They'll kick it away here. We'll see what he can do with the return. And the return will brought down by the coverage team. First play of the drive now coming up from the 29. On first down, it's play action. He cannot escape. It's a sack. Well, Kirk, Louisville has the lead here. And the first quarter is in the books, but is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Through one period, these teams are finding out that playoff games just feel different. Who can handle the nerves better as we head to the second? Second and long for this offense after the sack. Looking for a gap. It's Brown. That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior. Tough situation with the offense. Third and long from the 25. Let's see if the defense brings some heat here. To throw, it's Moss.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
And the SMU offense is back out on the field now. Last drive stalled. They were forced to punt it away. Let's see what they can come up with this time. Running out of time in the pocket. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle. The Mustangs come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, they did a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, but, man, make the play. Bring him down. Instead, they give up positive yards here on the scramble.
Showed off the stiff arm, but nowhere to go. He's held to a short gain. The offense now looking at a third and short from their own 40, trying to keep this drive going. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what that's about. That stings for the offense. Penalty will cost him 10 yards. Crucial third down play right here. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Pulls it in. It's Harden. And the Mustangs will send their punt team onto the field. And the returner is brought down. Handing off on the draw play. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line. Offense getting set. It's second down. They'll ride the back again here. Catch made, but the defense gobbles him up for just a short gain. They come to the line. A long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Dropping back. It's Moss. Fires it to the wideout. Grab down the middle. It's Lacey. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain. The Cardinals starting a new series here on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
Well, you got to do a better job with your fake as the quarterback. The defense did not bite at all in the play action, allowing them to continue to come after the quarterback and come up with that sack.
First down sack pushes the ball back. Second down coming up. A play action looking to throw. Pressure is coming. But they can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete. Tough spot. The offense has to convert the 3rd and long from the 30 to get this drive going. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, the pass rush gets home.
Now they put that nickel defense, and I think that's the right call. You get more speed to be able to cover with those 5 defensive backs, and also allows that defensive line with that good coverage to get after the quarterback, as we see here.
And the Cardinals will send the punt team onto the field. And that sets up a return. And the coverage team makes the stop on this return. Here comes the Mustangs offense back on the field. This group is coming off a quick 3 and out. Can they put something together in this drive? They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. The Mustangs looking to crank up the tempo a bit.
I don't know what the quarterback saw there. He should have pulled that ball out and tried to make a throw, but instead he hands it off to the poor running back, and it's a tackle for a loss.
And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. They're backed up here trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. To the air. It's Jennings. On the run, going to heave it downfield. Deep shot caught inside the 25. Tackle made after a big game. Ball moves to the 21. This offense trying to get going has put together a positive drive here in the second quarter. Big throw to the quarterback off the RPO. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. And the Mustangs are in the red zone. And the quarterback keeps it on the option. Taken down, but not before he makes the first down. The Mustangs keep the football on the move. He's got it near the end zone. And he steps out of bounds close to the goal line. Couldn't quite punch it in there. On the ground, trying to muscle it across the line. Going absolutely nowhere for a loss of the play. Now the timeout is called by the defense. They've got some things to work out here. So play number 7 on this drive is a 3rd down and goal. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Mustangs. So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT puts them up 3. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee to bring the football to the 25-yard line. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. The last time they were forced to punt it away. Can they get points out of this possession? That's a nice tackle there by the senior. So 2nd and 7 at the 3-yard pickup. This offense trying to get something going on this drive. He's going to hand this off. And the one moves the ball up to the 33. One of those critical 3rd down plays coming up. They'll try to run for the 1st down. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. The Cardinals will bring their punt team onto the field. That's his 4th punt already today. And the returner elects to fair catch it, no return. So the first play of the drive coming up here, under 3 minutes to play before half. To throw, it's Jennings. Caught in the flat by the running back. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense. Here's the 2nd down play. Looking to throw here. That's reeled in. It's Hudson. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about. Offense will have to overcome the holding penalty now. Important 2nd down play coming up. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Harden. Breaks a tackle on the play and makes a decent gain. Offense will try to convert a 3rd and long from the 27. We'll see if the defense brings the blitz. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking deep down the right side. That one falls incomplete. They tried to press it deep, but now it brings up 4th down. And the Mustangs will have to kick it away. And he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. See if he can make something happen with the return. And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Let's see if the offense can take the lead before the break. They'll give it to the running back. They test the middle there, but get nothing. They'll have to hurry now. 2nd down with the clock ticking. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Grab down the middle. It's Stewart. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of the 1st down. On the 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Caught over the middle. It's Lacey. And the Cardinals looking to keep this drive rolling. They move the 6. They'll hurry to the line here on 1st down now. Looking to pass. It's Moss. With the catch, it's Watson. He's brought down, but a solid gain moves the ball across midfield to the 41. The Cardinals will hustle to the line here to run the hurry-up. Back to throw again. Defense is coming after him. Finds his man. It's Watson. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Nice grab. It's Watson. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play. The clock is still running up to hurry up here, but it's a crucial 3rd down. Dropping back. Looking to throw for the 1st down. Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone.
I'm going to give the defensive coordinator a tip of the cap here. They went with dime coverage with 6 defensive backs, which gives them a lot more speed on the field. And with those defensive backs, they're able to play better in space. They recognize the ball, step in front of it for a nice interception.
So they'll start this drive here with less than a minute remaining on the 1st half clock. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Makes the grab. It's Singleton. So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. That completion sets up a second down play.
Just a good job here by the quarterback. Got the ball out to his receiver. His guy eats up some yards. They stay ahead of the sticks.
And the offense will now quickly spend a timeout.
This is what makes the RPO so difficult to defend if you have a quarterback who can read it. It's that old argument, which guy has the chalk last? Or the quarterback that can read it like that, the quarterback has the chalk last. He reads that they're up, makes the throw in the quick slant, gets some really good yards.
Physical run earns the first down. The Mustangs come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. And the offense takes a timeout to talk things over on the sideline. First down here for this offense. To throw, it's Jennings. Caught near the sticks, it's Maryland. It'll be enough for a first down, brought down at the 43. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Caught behind the line, it's Harden. And the defense able to bring him down, and that should just about do it for this first half of play. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Chris, the magnitude of these CFP matchups is always on another level. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. It's time to throw it back to our guys in the booth to start up the second half.
And the Mustangs will kick this deep, begin the second half. Bringing it out, it's Golden. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. They were sluggish in the first half, almost completely shut down. Let's see if they can find a spark now coming out of the break. And it's going to be taken down there, but there is a flag on the field. Holding penalties can be the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it stalls this one. Ball handed off. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. And the player is down injured after that last play. Let's take a timeout while they check him out. Second down and long now from their own 6. To the air. It's Moss. Fires it to the wideout. He's got a man down the middle. Brought down to the 28, and that's good enough for a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. Using his legs, it's Swanson. Stopped right there at the line, no gain. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Makes the catch. It's Bell. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Hunter has been very busy so far. Can they finally convert here on third down? Pulls it in. It's Bell. He'll be brought down to the 46. Good enough for a first down.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
And the Cardinals are going to keep this drive rolling. Play action here on first down. Looking right, this one caught.
This is why running the football is so important. You run the ball, and if you go play action, it affects the eyes of the safeties and linebackers and frees up some space for the tight end to be able to pick up a nice gain.
The Cardinals pick up enough for a first down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They've got it in the backfield. Nowhere to run. They'll lose lose a yard on the play. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Grab down the middle. It's Golden. Tackle is made, just a short gain after the completion. Dropping back. It's Moss.
Swarmed with a pass rusher sack. Great call here going that nickel defense, giving him more speed on the field on that third down and long. Nowhere to go. Gave the defensive line plenty of time to come up with that sack. Now it's fourth down and long.
And the Cardinals will line up to punt it away. On to kick now for the 5th time today. And no chance for a return as the punt sails out of bounds. And the SMU offense is back out on the field now. Off the play fake on first down. He's hit as he throws it. Caught over the middle. It's Cooper. And here he goes. Past the 20. All the way to the end zone. What a play. Touchdown, SMU.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. After the extra point, the lead is now 17-7. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away.
SMU 17, Louisville 7.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Hughes. And he's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. Looking for some space. It's Watson. Good enough for first down yardage. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. Grab down the middle. It's Stewart. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. Second down play coming up for this offense. Handoff to the back. Breaks an open space. He's in the clear. Out past the 30. Finally tackled out the 19, and just like that, the offense has moved into the red zone. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their first of the half. The Cardinals line up on 1st and 10 now. He decides to keep it here. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
It's a nice job by this defense. They saw option. They actually forced the quarterback to pull the ball on the read, and then they corral him for a loss. You could tell they worked hard on that in practice.
He hands it off from the gun. The defense swarms him in the backfield. He had nowhere to run, loses 2 yards. Third down. The offense desperately needs a conversion here, trailing in the third quarter. And they trap him for a sack.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
Looks like the coach decides to go for 3 points here. Here comes the field goal team. This will be an attempt from 52 yards. Let's see if he's got the distance. The field goal is good. So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. Returner decides to field it. To be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. Here comes the Mustangs offense back on the field. Last possession, a 1-play lightning strike with a big touchdown pass. Can the defense make adjustments here? They continue to feed the running back, but he has had nowhere to go today. They've been getting owned at the line of scrimmage. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Incomplete. Trying to find the receiver there. Just missed him. So a tricky situation here. Third and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. The stop made at the 45, but enough for a first down. Timeout called by the defense. They'll go to the sideline and try to adjust. That's their first timeout. How aggressive will they be on this first down play? Looking to pass. It's Jennings. Grab behind the line. It's Harden. And he's brought down, but they went backwards after the completion. Good work by the defense.
Well, that was definitely not what they had in mind, but look at this. Here comes the tempo again. Undeterred by the tackle for a loss.
He cannot escape. It's a sack.
This is good pressure by the defense. It just felt like the quarterback was holding on to the ball a little bit too long, which allowed the defense to get home.
Here comes third and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. Now in third and very long, looking to throw. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a fourth down. The Mustangs bring their punt team onto the field. On the kick now for the 5th time today. The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. The last drive produced 3 points thanks to an excellent long-range field goal. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Over the middle, it's Bell.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards. I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
Grab through the sticks. It's Bell. Good enough for a fresh set of downs. They'll spot the ball at the 40. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Trying to catch the defense with the draw. Tough running to avoid a loss. It just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Offense getting set. Second down play here. Back to throw. It's Moss. Quick completion to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Running back has it on a screen now. And he never had a chance tackled in the backfield. And the Cardinals will line up to punt it away. Forced to kick it away for the 6th time. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. Offense out for the first play of the drive, beginning at the 22. First down, looking to throw the football. Zero running room, stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. After the first down loss, it's second and long from the 22. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. Grab down the middle. It's Cooper. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. And the Mustangs come up to the line in a hurry-up. Quarterback in the shotgun here on third down. Pass rush closing in. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
Interesting call here by the defense in their dime set with 6 defensive backs. Instead of manning up and applying pressure on the receivers, they sit back, make it tougher on the quarterback, make him have to read their zone coverage. He gets confused and allows the defensive line to get to the quarterback.
The Mustangs will line up to punt it away. Forced to kick it away for the 6th time. Coverage team brings down the returner. Now set up at the 26 for the first play of this drive. The back's got it. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Second down after that run on the previous play. Looking downfield, it's Moss. Oh, nice play by the defender. Got a hand in there to break up the pass. So it's 3rd and long from the 29. Defense figures to bring pressure here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. The pass rush gets home.
And just like that, you squeeze the life out of this offense. That's another sack by this defense. They have been in that backfield the entire game, and a big reason why these guys are enjoying a lead.
No fair catch, looking to make a return here. And the coverage team brings him down to wrap up the 3rd quarter. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. And Kirk, it's SMU with the lead here. And as we reach the end of 3, time is running out in this crucial contest for both these programs to stay alive in the quest for a national championship. Let's check out the game summary before we move on. All right, here comes the 4th quarter. Everything to play for here. Who is going to stay alive, survive, and advance in the college football playoff? Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a 1st down play. Swarmed by the pass rush. A sack.
The defender did not bite on the fake at all. They were in pass rush mode the entire time.
This offense faces a 2nd and 15. The O-line needs to regroup. Looking to throw. It's Jennings. The sure hands. It's Harden. And they bring him down after a solid game, but it's still well short of the 1st down marker. Shotgun formation here on 3rd down. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And they convert on 3rd down. Move the ball to the 36.
Well, he's been their go-to guy all game long. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. They go his way again, and it works out.
Slams right into a wall. They got him for a loss. And the Mustangs looking to crank up the tempo a bit. The sure hands. It's Maryland. They bring him down quickly. A short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. Just trying to get rid of it. And they'll just throw it away now. Couldn't make anything happen. And that's now going to bring up 4th down. And he's made it from 50 yards out, showing off the deep range. Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. Bringing it out, it's Golden. Tackled at the 13, not great field position to start the drive. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. They're coming off a quick 3 and out, so looking to put something together on this drive with a little more urgency. Tackle made out of the 24-yard line. Nice play. 1st down and 10 now. On the run, it's Watson. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Running play goes backwards. Now the offense is set up at 2nd and 13. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Moves the ball up to the 30. So ball at the 30. This is a manageable 3rd down play for the offense. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. He's wide open. Look out. They tackle him at the 48, but it's enough for a new 1st down. Dropping back, it's Moss. A deep shot to the left side. It's caught. They will rule that a catch, a huge game through the air.
Boy, that's got to be a breakdown in coverage or a missed assignment. There's no way that a receiver should be that wide open.
The Cardinals lining up here on 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion from the offense. Offense will keep it on the ground here. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Caught in the backfield. It's Brown. He'll be taken down, but a penalty flag on the field. Defense will accept the holding penalty. This pass rush has been ferocious. Offensive line resorting to anything to try to protect the quarterback. Grab behind the line. It's Brown. And he will be stuffed for no gain. 7th play of the drive coming up, but it is 3rd down and long. Just gives up on the play, throws it away, and now it's 4th down. So you run 4th down, out comes the field goal team. After making his first attempt, they'll try again from 41 yards out. And it sails right through the middle of the uprights. It's a solid kick. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. They'll return it from inside the 5. And they stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. And the SMU offense is back out on the field now. Suddenly, this is a tighter game. You'd love to build a drive, choose some clock. How aggressive will they get with the play call? Quick throw to the right. It's caught. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8. The Mustangs will come to the line to crank up the tempo. Fake, looking to throw. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And the pass is dropped incomplete, but it had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball. Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 25. What's the call going to be? It's a short completion to the big tight end. And he's brought down, but there is a flag on the field, so let's check this call. It's been a rough game for this offensive line, allowing 4 sacks and now flagged on the holding call. Looking to throw it on 3rd and very long. Lets it go quickly. What a catch! Both out of bounds, but it's another big game. This offense producing chunk plays through the air. The offense really clicking here. Scanning the field. It's Jennings. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
But it's another big sack for this defense. They've come up with so many sacks. It's a great way to get back into this football game. Now, give the quarterback credit. He's played tough through that so far. But one mistake could potentially be a game-changing play.
See if they can overcome the sack. 2nd and very long. Off play action. He's looking to throw. He makes the grab. Tackle made after a big play all the way to the 41. And the Mustangs are moving quickly down the field. Again, thrown out of the RPO, and it's complete. Oh, and he hits out of bounds after a really nice gain there. Offense will set up on 1st and 10. Working clock with the ground game. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. Now it's 2nd down here.
Yeah, I like the run play here. And offensively, at this point in the game, you want to remain in that attack mode first, while also staying in bounds and working that clock.
And the wideout goes in motion. Look out, room to run here. And he's brought down, but not before he gets first down yardage. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. The Mustangs getting set on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, handoff inside. And the runner brought down after just a short gain. Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Play action fake. Looking to throw. Grab near the sticks. It's Maryland. He takes it into the end zone, but hold on. There's a flag down. So the potential game-tying score wiped away by the penalty as time is running out. That could be one of the crucial moments of this game. It's a quarterback keeper running with purpose. Tackle finally made. That's a very solid gain, but not close to first down yardage yet. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Here we go. 3rd down, close to the goal line. They can still get a first down without scoring. Looking to scramble. Goes all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. That's a crucial touchdown for the offense, padding its lead now here in the second half.
Yeah, you get into this second half, you start to count possessions and how big your lead is. Now that you're up 2 possessions, you can start to play really smart football, not just on offense, but on defense as well.
Lining up to try the extra point. Extra point up and good. A 2-touchdown lead here now in the 4th quarter. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away.
13.
Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. Any hopes of staying alive in the playoff depend on making a play, scoring, and scoring quickly here. It's desperation time. That's caught. It's Bell. They bring him down after a short gain there. We reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense facing some serious urgency, trying to come up with a miracle late here. Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. Scanning the field. It's Moss. Finds his target, and it's complete. They bring him down at the 45, but a solid gain to keep this drive going. The clock is still running. They got to get set quickly. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Bell. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball to the +40. And the Cardinals will come to the line to run the hurry up. Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. The ball is picked off. They get him down after a short return, but the takeaway sets up the offense at the 43.
Oh, you feel terrible for this quarterback. He's played well all year. He's trying to make a play, trying to force it into coverage because they need points at this point in the game to try to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Puts it into coverage, and that's probably going to do it.
So here's the first play of the drive. They're set up at the 43. Quarterback pulls the ball. It's a keeper. Eludes a tackle. The ball comes out. The offense able to fall on it and avoid the turnover. Got lucky that time. Defense calls their 3rd and final timeout of the half now. Leaning on the run game here late.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
On third down, he drops to throw. Grab down the middle. It's Knight. They've got him down, but that first down should be enough to move them into the next round of the playoff. And now it's victory formation. The quarterback will just kneel down. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games. But you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that's going to do it. The winner survives and advances in the playoff bracket. We'll talk to you down the line. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.